Every so often I come upon an odd device, a strange device that even gets me wondering. And I came upon this thing. This is called this is the heart. This is the heart of what's known as a piano lodeon. Piano Lodeon. It only has two moving parts in terms of this portion of it, and I'm going to carefully pull this out. I haven't been able to find out exactly when these were made. Scary because it's old, and you know how plastic can get brittle. Come on. There we go. Okay. There are two moving parts. I call this part right here the pouch, because its function is similar to that of a pouch. I call this piece right here the valve, because its function is similar to that of a valve in a player piano. And here's basically how it works. In this chamber underneath here, you have an applied vacuum. And of course out here, we have the atmosphere. And of course, every time that you have vacuum on one side of an opening, this is an opening right here. This actually goes up to the tracker bar and reads a music roll. So anytime that you have a vacuum on one side of an opening and you have atmosphere on the other side, if you open that, the atmosphere is going to go rushing in. So what happens is that this device right here is actually what pushes on another piece, which causes a note to play on a little toy piano. And right here, if you can see it well enough, right here you have a hole. That hole allows the vacuum that's on the underside of this area right here to actually be also on the upper side of this area when this piece is installed. Inside of each one of these pieces is a channel, and there's a very, very shallow clearance between the edges as this piece goes in, and I'll see if I can show you how that looks inside. I put this back in. This snaps in, and then I'm going to try to show you down inside of here, and you can see that piece moving up and down. There's only a few thousandths of an inch of clearance on either side of this, and you notice that, let's see if I can do this fairly rapidly here. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get this up here, get this over here, get that down there, so that you can see what I'm going to do here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blow in on this. Get over the other side here. And you'll notice that when I blow in on this, okay, let's see, you probably can't, probably too close. There we go. Okay, I'll blow in on this. Okay, so when I blow air in on that, it causes a mechanical movement. This piece right here what I call the valve, the pouch. What this does is it reacts to the perforation. Although you can't see it, that piece where it comes underneath there, the piece underneath here, it actually is covering the underside of this hole here, preventing the vacuum from leaking back out, except for just a little bit. They want a little bit of vacuum to be here because it holds the roll. It'll helps hold the roll onto the tracker bar. And you notice that when I blow in, as though there were atmosphere running down in here, that it opens up, and even the slightest little whisper of air causes this to open up. Since there's vacuum underneath here and a channel in here that goes for each one of these, when this opens up, you've got vacuum on one side, you've got atmosphere on the other, and as this opens up, the atmosphere rushes in to fill up the vacuum, and it causes this to lift when this hole is open. When this hole is closed, this piece drops back down, it closes, the atmosphere off, and balance is once again maintained because of that little tiny hole that's in this piece. Remember that hole I showed you? Because with that hole, there's vacuum, a large amount of vacuum on this side, but an equal amount of vacuum pressure on the opposite side of this. So this wants to go into what I would call a relaxed state, or in this case, because it's balanced this way, it'll cause it to drop back down. But understand that there's an equal amount of vacuum on either side of that lever in there, and that's what provides the vacuum to this little hole right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I'm just going to, you'll forgive the noise, it's a loud vacuum pump that I have for test purposes. And you can see that as you open and close this, you can actually watch, you can see the difference in the amount of time that when, as soon as I open this, this opens right away because the pulse of air is coming down and pushing on the little pallet that's underneath this piece right here. That causes that to open, and when that opens, see, when that opens, it allows the vacuum, it allows the atmosphere to rush in here, and that's a big hole. It allows the atmosphere to rush in there, and that atmosphere rushing down to fill up the vacuum pushes on this paddle, the paddle that's right in here, and causes that note to come open. And that's how it works. And we'll show you a little later how this is converted to actually causing notes to play on a little toy piano.